From Julio Cruz and Gaylord Perry to Alvin Davis and Harold Reynolds to father and son back to back bombs. From Junior J, Joey, and Edgar with Randy, A-Rod, Dan, and the Sheriff to Ichiro Moyer and Mikey C to King Felix, Kyle Cruz, and Cano to the present with Julio, Gilbert, Kirby, and Cal. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my, it's another sports podcast. Oh my, it's another sports podcast. We are disappointed, but not dead. We got to shout out our super producer, Indy, out there in Nashville, Tennessee. That's Vaden Podcast Services. Vaden Podcast Services bringing this show to life. Got to give a shout out to all the homies in the live chat. It is going to be an epic Game 7 around the corner. It's been an up and down series, but y'all know RG is cooler than a polar bear's toenails. What's up, man?
Bodioli Dubalicious, man. Get out and go vote. Shout out to Oddcast, all they good songs, man. Tough night. Tough night, man. Tough night. Time to go to work, though.
Let's do it, man. Well, I was envisioning hopping on this show with you, RG, screaming my heart out, yelling. We got the mortars in the neighborhood going off like they have on the Mariners' wins so far on this playoff journey, RG. But, there's a lot going wrong with this ball club. They're scratching out wins. What are you seeing in terms of the positives versus the negatives? Because there's a lot of both when you're 3-3 going to a Game 7.
Josh Naylor should have been given a blank check 3 weeks ago. And if you would have told me the LOG, the OG, triple OG, gangsta, read all about it, would have arguably his two worst performances this year in the ALCS, I wouldn't have believed you. But yet we sit here and you can see it in his body language. He's just not the same. I made the comment in our off mic conversation that apparently Walter doesn't have a passport because he didn't make the trip to Toronto for either of these two games. Just fat pitches left over the plate, not the same piss and vinegar he normally pitches with. This looks like he's laboring, like there's something physically wrong with him. Just the guy is talented, and that's why he could still run it up there at 98. But it's just it looks like something's wrong with him. That it's not the physical effort that you would expect. Indy described it that if you'd have looked at the two, you would have thought Yasevich was the veteran and Logan was the rookie. Just I don't want to bash him and say that the lights were too bright. And Texas Power Ranger, I'm not going to officially call it a choke, but we're on the verge of this just blowing up in our face and being on the wrong side of history again if we don't get one more run in 27 outs before they do tomorrow night. The starting pitching staff has just been tearing to shreds, an ERA up above 6.5. And the thing that kills us the most is not being able to manufacture runs. The worst team in the league when it comes to hitting in, runners with scoring position, and manufacturing runs that aren't via the home run. So if the ball's not flying off the park, we got nothing for him, basically. And that's just not going to get it done this time of year.
And Toronto's the opposite. They're one of the only really good teams that still plays old school baseball in terms of keeping the inning going. Because they're not a home run team, RG. They're actually I believe I did this math project, dude, and they were negative 18 in home run differential. They were actually 7 of the 8 divisional round teams I found out were in the positives or close to. Toronto was the only one far in the negative. They bucked the trend. They hit the ball hard. And the one thing I noticed in game 6 is the outs. Toronto had so many loud outs. They had so many near misses. The Mariners have so much weak contact, so much swing and miss, bro. And the home runs are great. They're instant. It's the microwave. It's their microwave, RG. But sometimes you got to put shit in the slow cooker. Sometimes you got to put your shit in the smoker. And you got, like you said, you got to manufacture the runs. And when we're talking about manufacturing runs, RG, is there's a lot of positives, but there's something that just chapped my ass a couple nights ago in this series for the Mariners, and that's the Cardinal sins on the base pass. This is an epic matchup that is taking every ounce the Mariners and Blue Jays possibly have to come out to victorious and go into the World Series, man. We got Rivas getting picked up when you're picked off when your best hitter's up. You can't have that. You got Naylor getting thrown out at third base to end the inning. You can't have those are cardinal sins of base running, RG. This team has to play a cleaner brand. All like it's driving me nuts.
Even the one today where Rivas hits that shot where JP's in between thinking it's going to go out, it's not. And love him or hate him, Smokes does make some good points at some point times during the broadcast. So he says that JP should have been halfway. And we learned that when we're playing Little League, AAU baseball, high school, halfway on a shot like that. So that way if it makes contact with the fence, you're in a position to be able to turn and go. But he got caught watching instead of watching the play and being in ready position. Mariners lifer, and very good point. The fourth, fifth, and sixth. The fourth and fifth, specifically, bases loaded, 6-4-3 double play, 2 straight innings. Another inning where we got something going. What do they say? That is the 5th time in history a team has hit into that many consecutive double plays in a game. And in this tight spot. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. The shining light for us. I'm sorry, let me say that differently. What balances it out is the fact that Toronto's bullpen has a +6 ERA in this series. So we're able to get to the after their starter gets pulled out of the game, we're able to get to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. After the starter gets pulled out of the game, we're able to get to him, but we got to make something happen a little bit faster than that because tonight it was just too deep of a hill to climb, and we don't get hits like that, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to see a team like Toronto just want to swing hard if it's in the zone, and even with Edgar having his hand involved in the hitting program, it just seems like we're playing that analytical bullshit, always playing for the 3-run home run. There are times when it's beneficial, and I love the grand slam. I love the grand slam. I love that moment. I think that now replaces the Edgar hit as the biggest hit in Mariners history, only because it got us to someplace farther than that team was able to get to. But that wasn't played for. That was just Suarez doing what you're supposed to do and putting a good pitch, swing on a good pitch in the zone to try to keep yourself alive. It just so happened he got enough of it to say get out of the yard and had all of us go ape shit 2 nights ago. But we the inefficiencies of how we're built and how our offensive philosophies always happen to creep back in. And for right now, it's just creep back in at the worst possible day. Now tomorrow we need a miracle. We need an absolute miracle tomorrow.
Eh, maybe we don't need a miracle. Maybe we just need these guys to come out, play hard, and execute. I have not seen at times the execution's been there, RG, but a lot of it's been exciting. Don't get me wrong. Cal Raleigh with a home run in the 8th inning to tie it up. Then we get tough at bat after tough at bat after tough at bat, loading the bases. Gino Suarez, 2 home run night, including the grand slam. And I gotta put a huge stamp on this, RG. Bryce Miller. Bryce Miller showing up and showing out, man. 2 earned runs in 10 innings pitch. He's been clutch. He's been the 2024 version of himself. He has had a really bad year statistically. It's mainly because of injury. He's fought back, dealt, and I wanted to shout out Bryce Miller so much, RG, because I'm so disappointed with the performances we've gotten out of Kirby Castillo and LG the OG. He is not pitching like an OG right now. Neither of those other three. And bro, when I really think about it, I feel like it's a blessing. And how on earth did the Mariners force to a game 7 when we can't even rely on 3 innings on a start from those 3 men? We got to get more, or it's not going to finish the where we want to.
Outside of Miller, those guys at one point before Logan went those extra three, I mean, they've only thrown 24 innings. They've only have thrown 24 innings in this, and that is you cannot have that. You cannot have that from this. Now, granted, we've gotten Gossman. We got the best of Gossman towards the end, and their bullpen couldn't hold it together. But let's say we advance. You really, really think we're going to get by the Dodgers only having our three of our best four pitchers not even being able to complete the first half of a ball game? It just doesn't look good right now. And you're right, Tommy. We got to face Bieber again. We got to
Ouch.
face Bieber again, and there, you want to talk about probably outside of Bryce Miller, the two best pitcher performances probably came from Bieber and Scherzer. That "fuck you, I'm not coming out of the game" moment. That's what we need from our staff.
Dude, that was
But
awesome.
but those guys are, and hate to see that have to happen against us, but that's some old school shit right there. You
Dude, I
listen
fucking
to the
love that.
you listen to the broadcast and listen to the Smokes talk about how in the take it all game he got up there and threw nine. You look at the performances that the Dodgers got. Look at the performances that the Dodgers got in the NLCS with Snell out there throwing eight, Yamamoto going complete games, and I can't even talk about the shit Otani did the other night. We might have to
What?
say that for later. But Jesus Christ, man, just and they're supposed to have the depleted version of a pitching staff, and
Yeah.
they've got more from their top three arms than we've gotten from ours, and that just kind of shows the difference in levels between this. But like you said earlier, not all hope is lost. We got one more shot to find a way to have one more run and 27 more outs than they do.
Game 7, man. Game have the Mariners have never played a game 7, have they, RG?
No, because
They've never played they never
the
played a game
divisional
seven.
series are best of five, and the two, and we got Cleveland got us out of there in six. The Yankees and the other two got us out of there in six in 2000, and then got us out of there in five in 2001. So yeah,
Hmm.
this is uncharted territory for us.
Okay. 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 So one thing I've noticed, Archie, and I need to look at this again up closely because this is a bit absurd, man. I mean, you're talking about stringing hits together because we need the home runs. The home runs are a vital part of the Mariners' offense. We have to have them, but we also, like you said, in close ball games, you need to manufacture a couple. And I'm looking at this. Dom Canzone's hitting 087 in the playoffs. Rivas at 100, Robus at 115, Rosa Reina at 115, and JP only hitting a mere 200. I mean, that's half the lineup that is either below 100 or below 200, RG. It puts so much pressure on the top of the lineup to carry all the weight, man. We need some of these guys to step up.
The bottom of Toronto's lineup is giving them a lot more, and is get that's where the gap is. The bottom of Toronto's lineup is producing and putting pressure on us to be able to make plays, and we're not doing the same in return to them. Going up there, taking uncompetitive at bats, just being fooled at it. But again, I look at swing path a lot. Everything that we're doing is trying to take the ball down and up to try to create lift and get it in and out. The
Hmm.
Scott Rowland quote comes back to me every time I watch us watch us take at bats. That a home run is a double gone wrong. We're not taking. We're just trying to hit the ball deep, and I don't get that in our offensive philosophy, especially having Edgar as a coach. You look at Edgar's swing path; his bat is through the zone, giving himself a chance to make contact. We're not doing that. We're
Mm,
not doing that at all. Everything is with trying to create lift with the ball, and I'm just kind of frustrated seeing it right now.
okay. Okay. I get what you're saying too in terms of we're seeing Toronto hit a lot of line drives, man. And a lot of line drives, man. You're 110 mile per hour plus off the bat, and it doesn't take a very big swing, especially in today's era when these pitchers are pumping such gas, man. They can help provide the power like you're first taught so long ago. I want to turn to the defensive side, though, bro. I want to turn to the defensive side because although our boy Logan Gilbert, who we love so much, has not been the dog we needed to be, and that was the first inning, RG, or the second inning, I believe. The wheels fell off for a couple there. Eugenio Suarez with an air. Julio with what should be an air, in my opinion. Gets kind of lucky that they don't call it on him there. Two gaffes in the field. You can't give teams like Toronto extra runs. And what I say is, as a guy who loved playing second base, help your pitcher out. I'm screaming at my TV, RG. Help your pitcher out. This lineup's tough enough. Our pitchers are all struggling to go 3 or 4 innings. Can't be giving these extra outs. I mean, shit. Maybe if the game is 2 less runs, maybe if we're looking at 3-2 heading into the last inning, it's a different story, but it is what it is. Game 7, and I don't know. Talk to me, Archie. It has been an up and down tumultuous series to me, and just a wild ride for baseball fans.
It's made for good TV and it's made for high drama. And I said this a lot to a buddy of mine when I'm a Suns fan when it comes to basketball, and when we were making that finals run, and some of those games would just be way too close for comfort, and we're like, this is the way it has to be when you're exercising a demon, man. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to look in the face of the things that have held you back and find a way to persevere over and through it. And this is exactly where we're at with the Mariners. Our inability to have consistent offense other than the home run is really our Achilles heel. To be at the bottom of the league in both of those stats just makes it over reliant on one particular style of play. But with all that being said, tomorrow's it. Tomorrow's it. We're we're going to end up on a side of history whether we make it or we become the fourth team to win the first two games on the road and can't get the series up out of there. First in 28 years. I like to joke around with it all the time. And shout out to Joe Budden. Grab a Tylenol tomorrow night. You definitely are going to need it.
Ooh, let's go, baby. Let's go. It is crazy, man. Because if you're listening via podcast, you want we are going live on YouTube Live very soon after this game ended. So I'm still trying to grasp with everything that's happened while my homie RG is helping me try to turn the page because it is the biggest game that any of these guys have ever played in tomorrow. And Texas Power keeps telling us we're choking. Not yet, bro. Like I said to start the show, man, we're disappointed, but we're not dead.
Yeah, the safety net is now gone. The safety
Yeah.
net is now gone. We are Super Mario fighting Bowser above the fire pit. We have no mushroom. We got no flour. Only thing we got is the ability to jump and try to confuse him to get him to fall into the lake so we can go and rescue the princess. This is this is it. As a sports fan, you love it. As a sports fan, you love it. There's no more exciting words than Game 7. Toronto has their history trying to get back for the first time in 32 years, but this is our history. This is the farthest that we've ever been, the closest we've ever been. Just because of that magnitude, this we said it while we were having our pre-production meetings. We got to consider this the greatest Mariner team of all time because no other Mariner team has ever been one win away from being on the verge of making it to the World Series. And thanks to the baseball guys, we got one more crack at this tomorrow night on FS1 or Fox.
Hell yeah. All right, bro. I got a question then. There was a lineup shakeup. I'm a big fan of this player. So are you. Leo Rivas at second base has only had the one hit since he came in the starting role. Do you want to keep him at second base or do you want to shake things up there?
I'm going to vote keep it. And I could be absolutely wrong on this. That's why it's recorded and we have receipts. I'm going to vote keep it only because Randy not batting leadoff has seemed to be productive from him. And good things happen when Randy get on base other than the
Okay.
double plays that got turned while he made it. But he's hitting the ball better not being in the leadoff spot, and we need that out of him. So
Mhm.
what I don't like is Julio batting leadoff. I don't like Julio batting leadoff, but I don't know how you counteract that and who you put into that position instead. And we
Well,
also
let's be
haven't had
frank,
time to
RG.
expect.
They don't have a good. They don't have I think a very good option for leadoff on this team. So they've been trying to make do with what they have for a few years now. I really think that maybe going into the offseason, we got plenty of episodes to dive deep into offseason moves, RG. But I think considering a more natural leadoff hitter might be very beneficial to this squad.
God rest Ricky, the soul of Ricky Henderson. Where's he right now when we need him? Um, it's just tough, man. Our again, this exposes the holes that we have, but it's hard to bark at. Oh my God, we're so horrible because we're here in this position. And 5 years ago, this was unfathomable, yeah, especially with running retread tires out there, thinking that we were going to finally chase down Houston. If Julio can find a way to be productive tomorrow night from the leadoff spot, I think that might make the difference in whether or not we can get over this hump. Cal, for as great as he's been, when you break down the numbers, you would think he would hit better off of fastballs.
Mm.
And it definitely seems that Toronto's approach is just to feed us because they have faith in it. And you saw that once Savage lost the confidence in his fastball is when Naylor got that splitter off. But that was only one chance. Uh, we were 1 for 10 with 5 strikeouts versus the splitter tonight, other than the bomb that Naylor hit off of Savage. So, ugh, scary hours going into tomorrow. But again, we're here. We're here to get this shit done. Mariners Lifer says sit Rivas, put Polo at second,
Whoa,
let
bold.
Ford DH. Oh man, Robles and Canzone can't hit right now. On the back half of that, you are absolutely right. Let's get Polo back out on the field. Harry Ford is DH, man. Yeesh. Between I guess so that would leave the options between him and Garver, huh?
Okay, here's the thing, RG. Right now, Rivas, Robles, and Canzone are lost at the plate right now. Ford is a wild card who odds would tell us would be overwhelmed by the pitching in this moment. This is why I do want Rivas at second right now because I don't think any of our options can hit. So who gives us a advantage fielding? That's how I look at that whole scenario.
Very true. Very true. We as much as we shored up some things at first and second, we still are missing great production from the middle of the infield outside of Polanco. and
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at you, Mr. Crawford.
The playoffs
I
are a fickle bitch, dude.
They are. They are. It's you don't get 160 games to fight your way to a 265 average like JP did. Everything is in a vacuum where it has to happen now. And what was it? The Detroit series was his last big hit. Talking
Mm.
about JP
Yeah.
and
It's been a major struggle.
in playoff baseball that was a year ago.
Hmm.
So we definitely need it, and we need something to get cracking tomorrow night. There is no tomorrow. Shout out
Man.
to everybody rocking with us in the live chat. For those of you who are listening and you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are My Oh My, it's another sports podcast brought to you by the good folks at Vaden Podcast Services, here to talk some Mariner baseball. Tyson Baxter says, well, we'll be used as a starter if you win tomorrow. I'm going to say the answer to that is yes. But it was discussed, if I'm correct, it was discussed that he would be used as a reliever coming back off of his injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
So, yes, if we definitely win with as many days as rest as he could possibly get, I don't know if you run him out there game one, but yeah, maybe if we happen to get by, he sees the hill in 2 or 3, possibly game 3, since that would be some home cooking in T-Mobile Park if we happen to get that far. Uh, Tyson Baxter says the Mariners lifers, I was a little worried for the M's when I heard that he was going to be available, but I have the pen and I'm ready to start. We don't really have any official word on how bad the pec injury was, but he did come in. He did get touched a little bit, but he held his ground enough to not flip the scoreboard to where we were still able to get that win. The hugest win in Mariners history, in my opinion. The Randy catch, man. I will love to talk about
Mm.
it a little bit. The Randy
Mm.
catch, man. Just that that was a catalyst for it, because without that, we're down another run, and momentum in baseball turns at the dime of a hat. We're
Hmm.
almost out of it at that point if Randy doesn't make that catch. Just and then, like you said, for to get the home run from Cal, the at bats, and Randy with another hit, even though it came off his elbow pad to get the bases loaded, and then the moment for Gino, man, just how quickly all of this can turn from how high we were on Friday night to get to today, and it's just but it's baseball.
I mean, let's rewind it a little bit. Let's rewind it a little bit because this is a 7 game series, RG, and it really has been an incredible series from just a baseball lover's perspective, man. If you love baseball, this is a series for you. I mean, we the first 4 games are all won by the road team, and then when we talk about game 6, it really looked like Toronto was going had a stronghold on it, but the Mariners were always within shouting distance. Captain Clutch, Captain Cal, my lord, I mean, coming up big, do we even know it? And that Suarez grand slam is one of the great moments in Mariners history. Now they got to finish the job. We don't want to be heartbroken. I know the Dodgers look like a fucking juggernaut. I do not care. This is baseball, RG, and we've seen bigger upsets than the Mariners or the Blue Jays over the Dodgers. They just need to play well enough to do it. But man, the ups and downs have really got me, man, because I was so high, or excuse, I was so high after game 5, and it was a bit of a punch in the gut for game 6, man.
Sure was, man. Sure was. Uh, just because it looked like the effort was just no intensity, no intensity. Uh, got stuck, got stuck in the corner, getting hit with jabs and jabs and jabs, and by the time we were able to figure some things out, it was just too little, too late.
Mhm.
but we definitely need more from our starting pitching staff, who has been basically the catalyst of what this 4 to 5 year run has been built on, was their
Yes.
strength, and now just have been taxed so much. It's a detriment to us right now.
Interesting. Tommy says Canzone doesn't play with enough urgency in the field, RG. We're talking about two guys that seem kind of lost at the dish right now. Now I ask you the same thing. Do we look at more of a run prevention strategy right now if we have guys at the end of the lineup that are completely lost? Do you maybe put Robles back out there? I don't like, juggling a ton, but it's fucking game seven and possibly the World Series. You do whatever it takes right now.
All hands are on deck. All hands are on deck. And if, as a player, if you're not excited to be here, then what are you here for? Um, all hands on deck. Everyone not named. Logan is available tomorrow. Run Jamie Moyer's old ass out there if we have to. Whatever it takes, we need. But we need some runs. We need some runs, or all of this is just a moot
Mhm.
point. But you know how the Mariners do in these decisive games, man. Hope you hope you got some PTO for Tuesday morning, because expect this thing to at least go 15 to 18 innings, buddy. Yeah, Tommy, you're right. Kenzo's arm is definitely not his strong point. It's definitely not his strong point, but um, and honestly, I don't, especially because the numbers are telling you he's not performing as well as he is, but um, we're not getting much more out of Robles either, even though he is the better defender of the two. So maybe we see Robles out in the field tomorrow. My son could have thrown out Kirk. You know, I think that that's just the baseball gods getting us back for the success that Naylor's had. That the only guy in Major League Baseball that's slower to him has, was able to come around the horn, and we threw the ball up line and couldn't get him out. Um, man, tonight is so tough, but we live to fight one more day. One more day.
I mean, three straight double plays. That I can't agree enough with Mariners Lifer on three straight double plays, all the in the ending. Those are backbreakers, man. Those are absolute killers, man. There's a reason we call him the pitcher's best friend. In a blink of an eye, a possible rally, all of your hope is completely crushed instantly. And I just want to emphasize, RG, we need to see less meatballs and more quality strikes. You alluded to that earlier, and I couldn't emphasize and agree with your point you made much earlier on that enough. The meatballs need to decrease, the quality strikes need to go up. We know these guys can do it, and we need our starters. Can George Kirby, can someone please give me 4 innings? Because I know that they're Gabe Spires disappointed me. Carlos Vargas is disappointed. My boy Fergie's got an ERA damn near 17, dog. My boy Fergie's got an ERA damn near 17. we they've been taxed. These guys are coming in and needing to pitch seven and a third innings in a game, which is just not sustainable. Look at in the National League. Look at what the Dodgers starting pitchers have done in that championship series. Juxtapose that to what we're doing. We need our guys to step up, allow our bullpen to have an opportunity to get going, but offense also, man, early and often. Early, we can't fucking wait, man. We got to jump on it from the get go.
Tommy says if Canzone is in the lineup tomorrow, I'm convinced that Dan doesn't want to win. I don't think that it's not Dan wanting to win. I just think that we are out of viable offensive options right now. Who else do we have? Master Boney? Ford, like you said, Ford, this is too much to ask of him. even though he did get hit in his appearance. Uh, we're going to lean on Ford. Where's it going to come from? So
And Canzone's got the
he's
power to
going to
run
go.
into one on accident.
He does. So
He does.
he's going to run with what makes him comfortable, and that's going to be down Canzone in the lineup.
But you said it, RG. We're running out of guys that can handle the playoff pitching combined with the playoff pressure. And it really is a fickle bitch, and we're finding this out. Dominic Canzone was a revelation this year. He was a critical player for a team that was struggling to make the ascension all the way to the second seed and the ALCS. Dom Canzone was a 300 hitter where there's only a handful of guys that even hit that average or higher anymore. He had an OPS over 800, second highest on the team, and he is completely lost. He's about one for his last 20. It just shows you how tough the playoffs are. I do think Canzone will eventually have some moments in the playoffs if he gets back there, but it looks like he is just not ready in his major league development for how difficult this level is.
But you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So we need him.
Well, he's got to, because that's what I'm saying. He has a track record this year. That 300 average and over 800 OPS is real shit. It hasn't happened in the playoffs, but like we're saying, Archie, if you find me a better option on the bench, you want to ride with Luke Raley? You want Master Boney?
I told you when we were hanging out at the game that Luke Raley, that series against the Dodgers gave
Oh,
us every
yeah.
reason why he should be up there taking it bats. God, man, so what we're really going to what we're saying without saying is we need our stars to be able to perform, and not just Polanco, not Naylor, not just Suarez. We need Cal and Julio. Cal and Julio
Yeah.
each need to go 3 for 4 tomorrow. Cal needs to not be behind on fastballs, which is the worst pitch that he hits against. Julio has to find some production from the leadoff spot because he's going to be in the leadoff spot tomorrow. Julio and Cal need to be Julio and Cal. Kirby getting lit up tomorrow. Canadian flags everywhere. Sam Walrose, Sam, welcome to the conversation, buddy. Welcome to the conversation. Thanks for joining us here on my Another Sports podcast. Happy to have fans from either side of the aisle. This is just sports fans talking about sports. It is, man. It's been a hell of a series, Sam, and I know you guys are excited up there, the six, but I need the Blue Jays to be more like Drake, and I need the Mariners to be more like Kendrick tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, speaking RG, I want to address the elephant in the room, though, man, when it comes to playing the Toronto Blue Jays. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is as dangerous as it gets. His heat zone is all raging orange. His heat zone is all raging orange. There is no pitch on that fucking strike zone that you can get past him. All of his outs are over 100 mile per hour to 110 mile per hour stingers. This motherfucker's hitting over 450. His OPS is about 1.5 in the playoffs. This guy's unbelievable. The Mariners held him down to no hits in the first two games, I believe, but he's been hitting 500 ever since. Huge factor. If you can keep him in check, you have a better chance to win the game. It's as silly as it sounds. This guy, man, we talk about it in football a lot, but to me, Vlad Jr. is a game wrecker.
He's his daddy's son.
Yeah.
He is his daddy's son. There's no moment that he's not bigger than. And what I love about him too is he knows he has the power to hit one to the to where the to where the Raptors play their home games at, but that's not what he's up there trying to do. He's just up there trying to hit the ball hard. And doesn't care where it goes. He's just up there to take good solid at bats and hit the ball hard. And just, oh my God, he does it at such an amazing clip. It was nuts that we had him kind of bottled in for a little bit, and then the top came off, and there's nothing we could do against that boy now. maybe maybe he deserves one of these tomorrow, just to keep just to keep him from breaking our fucking backs. And yes, your Savage was as good as advertised. It was no surprise why that guy climbed through every level of
Mm,
the lower leagues to get to the major leagues. And this is what they said his fifth start.
yeah.
His fifth start tonight, and he was up there dominating. What
And
was the
remember,
best
he gave the
offense in
Yankees a
baseball?
business also.
Gave them the
Giving us a
dude.
business, gave the Yankees a business for real.
Dude, we need one of those performances out of George Kirby tomorrow. Be more like a Savage tomorrow, and we go to the World Series.
Dude, we
Yeah,
need
we
him from
will.
he'll be a Kirby can be is up for the challenge. It's about can he execute, man? Because you said it earlier and it stuck with me. There's just been so many meatballs, so many pitches that are getting so fatty parts of the plate, juicy ass pitches, bro. And Toronto makes you pay if you do that.
And isn't it frustrating that we don't? We don't though. They leave a ball in the middle of the plate, and
We miss a lot of cookies.
we're swinging 3 inches above or over the top or
Hmm.
underneath it. Just it's really frustrating to watch, man. But they don't swing and miss a lot. And if Kirby, we got Bieber tomorrow, he's great too. Yeah. Uh, you know,
We getting Bieber's ass.
yeah, we got
Shane
to.
Bieber, Justin Bieber, we're coming for your asses.
He if it's a Bieber's ass, consider us Puffy.
Oh, oh
Yeah.
no.
Um, shut your mouth, Texas Power Ranger. Hate in here hating, but I love it, man. Um, lost the train of thought talking shit, but the pitching performances that they have gotten, especially Bieber, Scherzer, and then now this Savage performance has just been unreal, and we need our guys to step up like that. To I tell you right now, Kirby goes anything less than 4 tomorrow, consider us cooked. Consider us cooked. We have to have it. We have to have him. I don't want to hear this. It's all hands on deck from him. No, we need one of these guys to show up and dominate. That we've survived too much on hoping and wishing and turning it into a bullpen game and hoping that we can get to their bullpen. Why
Mhm.
why can't we beat why can't we beat their best? Because they have beaten our best.
Well, someone besides Bryce Miller needs to step up. Someone besides Miller needs to step up, bro. Because it hasn't been the. If you told me that we'd be getting all of these 3 inning starts out of our starting staff in the ALCS and told me it went to 7 games, I would have told you were crazy. When you think about the path the Mariners have taken to get this to the 7th game, George Kirby, bro, we know it's in you. We need Furious George, and you know what I need also, RG, is he throws with such control. He hates walking guys. I need him to buzz the tower of a couple dudes. I need him to buzz a couple of towers early in this game, bro.
Yeah, make you uncomfortable to be up there. Which brings me to something else I wanted to get to too. The comments that the Blue Jays head coach made about the Mariners fans after Springer got hit, were saying that he doesn't recall anybody cheering for anyone to be injured, and we need to look at ourselves in the mirror. Um, I can tell you, we weren't cheering because he was injured. We're cheering because he's a part of an organization that cheated their way to a World Series, and no one fucking forgets that. So, in his moment of pain, that we didn't have any sympathy for him, fuck George Springer. That's all I have to say about that. Uh, what is going on with the bottom of your lineup? Are they already thinking about Cancun? They're thinking about Cancun, or they're thinking about vacationing on the Washington southeastern coast, something. But we definitely need their heads to be able to get into it. They are struggling pretty bad right now. While you guys are getting production at the bottom of your lineup, ours seems to be non-existent right
Mhm.
now. And really, between that and the inability for us to have a starter not named Miller give us anything of substance, that seems to be the difference in the series right now.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, our guys have gotten some really big hits, RG. They need to be more timely. They need to be more consistent. They need to be more often. And God forbid you ever hit a ground ball to the second baseman when there's a runner on second. God forbid you ever do something like that, man.
Those three double plays just our best chances tonight got squandered by rolling over on some pitchers. He is frustrated. He is frustrated, and not frustrated as a team, but frustrated in his own performance because he knows he can do better than that. Uh, he's pressing. Cal is pressing really hard to to try to make up for some things. But hey, he also had a bad throw tonight that helped Vlad score after
Yeah.
Vlad got hit by the pitch. So he's I would say it's more in his performance than it is in anything else. But that guy just wants to win. This team was built the way that it is, and he had that season to get us to this moment. And when you see it floating by the wayside like that, of course you're going to get frustrated. But again, we got we got one more chance tomorrow night to right this wrong and do something that's never been done. What
Mhm.
side of history is it that we're going to end up on? Are we gonna end up choking this away, or do we find a way to right the ship and move on to LA?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give you a prediction. So someone's gonna step up big tomorrow. Randy Arozarena is gonna hit one home run at some point tomorrow, and it's gonna be one of our more critical moments. And this is the reason I'm gonna call it out now. Is he is off a tick. He is absolutely off a tick, RG. Early in the game, he gets a fastball thigh high 94 on the outer third of the plate. Absolute monster mash material, especially for a guy like Randy. But he fouls it back, but with some decent velocity. I think if Randy gets that thigh high pitch again tomorrow, he deposits that in the seats. Let's fucking go.
Does Bieber give it to him? is what we need. We're gonna
You're
need
gonna
some
you can
mistakes.
get a mistake you can get a mistake or two from anybody. Now
Yeah,
do
we're
do
gonna
you
need
do
we're gonna need
damage when
some
you get
mistakes.
it?
Absolutely, and that's one thing that we haven't done well is capitalize on mistakes. But
No.
that needs to change tomorrow. That needs to change
Absolutely.
tomorrow. No giving these guys second life up on the hill tomorrow. Uh Dodgers bought their team. We need salary cap in baseball. I'm gonna say it like this: every other team in baseball had the chance to be able to do that too, and only one capitalized on it. That's just the way that it goes. Whether they bought their team or not, look at the Mets from the last 3 years, who have just spent just as much money as everybody else. Look at the money that the Rangers spent. It works and it doesn't work. So I don't like that conversation about buying your way to a championship because the Yankees have also tried that for the last 24 years and haven't really have only had
Hmm.
one World Series to show for it since. So um I get the frustration with it, but again, there's no rules that to prevent the Dodgers from doing what they did. Every other team could have done it, and yeah, that's just not going to get us any love here. uh, Whatever happens tomorrow, nothing but love from this Blue Jays fan. Hey, man, again, we're happy to have you. We're just sports fans talking to other sports fans about the game we love, and that happens to be baseball. We're not affiliated with any media outside of our own, so we're happy to have anybody from us. Feel free to come join us for the next show. But while you're here, Sam, hit that subscribe button and check us out as we move forward going on. Ty, any other thoughts about this series, man?
It's been an up and down epic roller coaster, and I want to give a shout out to Mariners radio commentator Rick Riz. This guy has been with the franchise for countless decades, and his enthusiasm is absolutely palpable. And He does a really, really great job, and he had gigantic shoes to fill, and he never tried to be anybody he wasn't. He's always been himself, and to hear some of his calls has been pretty special, man, because for the Mariners to have taken it as far as they have, with the guys connected to the team as Rick has been for all of these decades, you can see how special it means to him, and it's cool to see.
It is, man. He's one of the good guys. One of the good guys. I I'm forced to listen to the radio broadcast when the Mariners play the Diamondbacks or the Rockies because of the blackout rules of where I live. Their games aren't offered on MLB Network, and it's the only way I can get to enjoy it. Man, I do like listening to Rick Riz. I feel he calls a good game. We know the announcer I don't really rock with in his Goldie. I know everybody seems to like that dude, but there's just he's a dime a dozen, man. There 5 other teams have a Goldie, so I'm not a overly big impressed guy with him, but I do like listening to the smooth sounds of Rick Riz whenever we get a chance to check out a game on the radio. This is it, Mariners fans. This is it. This is since '77. This is years in the making. This is
Mhm.
our best. This is our best shot. So tomorrow, if you can safely be in front of your TV, stay true to the blues, scream, yell, do whatever it takes to try to get us over this hump. I got faith that we get this thing done in the Malax Masher 7, 7-6. 7-6 with Munoz getting a strikeout of Springer to end it. That's how I'm calling
Let's
it.
go. Let's go.
Man. So switch gears here a little bit, talk about Tyson Baxter's favorite sport, the NFL, man. Not for long. And not for long should the hate on the Philadelphia Eagles continue. We got the job done today playing in the stadium where we won our first Super Bowl at against a former Philadelphia Eagle quarterback, Carson Wentz. The defense still has to find a way to get it right. But when you're talking about our offensive struggles and the things that piss people off about us, Jalen Hurts had an immaculate day as a quarterback. And when I mean immaculate day as a quarterback, 158.3, which is a perfect quarterback rating. Dude threw for just as many touchdowns as he did in completions today. Went 19 for 23 with 3 touchdowns and over 300 yards. AJ Brown with 2 touchdown catches and over 100 yards. The Slim Reaper, Devontae, man, D Lizzy out there just balling. Over 169 receiving yards as we lay waste to the Minnesota Vikings. They did a good job at keeping it close, but we were able to survive at the end. Now, the thing that I'm going to say that made me the most upset about this is that if Josh Allen had a performance like that with the perfect passer rating and more and just as many touchdowns as he did interceptions, it would have led Sports Center right now. But the disrespect to Jalen Hurts is always going to be there. He doesn't care. We now have a 2-game lead in the division. I won't go as far as to say that we're back, but today we look pretty damn good.
Mm. Well, I said this in our group text, my friend, and I want the Eagles to be more aggressive on offense. They've played a really passive style of offense, in my opinion, this year. And then I want to look at the league in a totality and then bring it back to the Eagles really quick, RG. So we know a majority of the teams are playing more cover two. They're playing a lot of cover four. They're dropping a lot of safeties deep, and they're going to make you run the ball, and they're going to make you dink and dunk 2 touchdowns. No big plays. Well, the Eagles flipped the script last year. They were kept getting 50 and 70 and 80-yard runs from Saquon Barkley. So you flip the script, bro. flip the script, and now they're playing run defense. They're actually playing run defense. Guess what? Your Eagles are finally aggressive with your two outstanding receivers, and I know Jalen can deliver the pill. We've seen him do it in the biggest game on the planet twice. We know it's there. I think they need to lean on a more aggressive approach offensively for the betterment of this squad. And because
Man,
the defense isn't going to be as good as last year. There,
it's
it
not.
can, it's
It's
not going
not.
to be as good as last year's.
It's not. Mariners lifer. He had just as many touchdowns as he did incompletions today. If I got tongue tied and said interceptions, that's because I'm a moron. I didn't mean to screw that up. But no, he had just as many touchdowns as he did incompletions today. The boy went out there and balled out, is basically what I'm trying to say. Um, I don't know if we've had a chance to go over this since our last conversation about it, but I do feel that in the offseason, our general manager got a little cocky and um, thought that he had built enough depth for us to be able to let go of the guys we let go of, and that got exposed real quick because Becton is balling out, and I think that Becton not having Becton is affecting Saquon because they're just winning on that side of the ball. They're just winning on even at times today. Lane Johnson, who I believe is the most underrated left tackle in the whole league, he was getting beat today sometimes pretty good. So um, just not having that core together has really affected Saquon. By this time last year, he had 700 rushing yards, and he's barely scratched the surface of 250 this year. So they're loading the box against us. And whether you like him or not, Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator. So
Great.
for us to be able to have the production day that we had today against that guy with his defense, um, the thing that I liked about the Smitty touchdown was that he got it on Isaiah Rodgers. And if we still had Isaiah Rodgers right now, we
Oh.
we'd be a problem. And I still don't understand why we haven't gone and re-signed CJ Gardner Johnson off of the practice squad that he's on. But again, I thought that our general manager was on his sauce a little bit too much, and we're definitely going to have to find a way to shore up that defense. I hope that as much as I harp on him that Johnson is okay. Um, but yeah, well, it was good, man. It was good, and we got a chance to get some get back against the Giants next week. Texas Power Rangers calling Ty out, saying he's scared to talk about tomorrow's Seahawks game. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and mute up and let you get him.
Well, let's get into it, man, because the Houston Texans have an underwhelming record, but this is a talented team with a coach that I have a ton of respect for. Definitely what we're going to look for, RG, is the offensive tackles for the Seahawks and the edge rushers for the Houston Texans, man. We know Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson are coming to kick your QB's ass, but Charles Cross has been in the 90th percentile in terms of top offensive tackles this year. Abe Lucas is up in the 80th percentile. They've gotten good tackle play this year. So that's going to be a critical thing to watch. And what I think is probably going to be a low scoring game, even though y'all know Jackson Smith and Jigba. This guy is literally playing top five receiver type of shit right now. We got Sam Darnold, who really looks like the guy that the Jets were hoping they were going to draft at number 3. Don't get me started on organizations that shitty. But I really think it's a fun matchup. Now here's another great matchup, dude. Another great matchup, man. Derek Stingley Jr. and JSN. We are talking elite cornerback, elite receiver. Two guys that are honestly playing at way better levels than the average fan might not realize. RG, you know I'm going to take the Seahawks in this game. A huge reason also, though, for my Seahawks and where I think is going to be the tipping scales in this game is I'm not a fan of the matchup for the Texans' perspectives when it comes to Big Cat Williams, Byron Murphy and Jaron Reed blowing bitches up in the middle of that Houston Texas offensive line. Big Cat Williams is playing at a Pro Bowl type of level. Byron Murphy has the most sacks by an interior defensive lineman this year, baby man. Seahawks are 4-2 for a reason. For some reason, though, my dog, they're losing some games at home. They're losing games down the stretch. Darnold needs to protect the ball down the stretch. But there's a lot of good things going for the Seahawks. But Texans are a feisty team with a talented defense.
I just wonder, have we seen a peak already from CJ Stroud? Because he's not playing to the level he was his rookie year. And I get
Mm-hmm.
the sophomore slump, but now we're in the junior year of high school. Uh, and we already have seen the best from him. But I feel you. There's some exciting matchups all across the ball to be able to watch. It ought to be a fun time. But I won't be paying attention to a drop in that game because I will be with my emotions hanging from a string in the arms of George Kirby tomorrow.
Oh, hey, you know what time it is. I love the Seahawks, but it's game 7 of the ALCS. I love the NFL. I love the college football. Game 7 of the ALCS. It's been a wild ride, RG. I'm so happy to be friends with you and share this incredible ride that we've been on. And we got the biggest game in franchise history coming up.
Sure do, man. One game for all the marbles. What you got? Put up a shut up time, dog. It's either going to bust pipes and make diamonds. And I think the Mariners have what it takes to be able to come out shiny on top. We talked about this a couple months ago, and it's here. And I don't know if it's real. If it's real or not. Football just has such a dominant stranglehold on the lexicon of sports fandom here in this country that even Major League Baseball is not going to compete with the NFL for broadcast rights on a Sunday. And if you notice, there's a reason why there's a gap in the World Series games because they do not want to go head up with week 8 of the NFL football season. I think that's fucking
Mm.
crazy.
Well, we love baseball, but we know the country loves football.
Sure do. Sure do. Speaking of loving baseball and football as well, let's send out some thoughts and prayers
Mm.
to the unfortunate passings of Jesus Montero, former Mariners catcher, as well as thoughts and prayers out to the family of Doug Martin. It was reported that he also passed on Saturday. Guys that are younger than us, man. Guys that are younger than us. And yes, they got to live the dream of being pro athletes, but I definitely hate to see people who haven't got a chance to live as much life as we've gotten a chance to live past too early. I understand that Montero was involved in a vehicle accident in his native country of Venezuela, and the family hasn't released any information on what happened with Doug Martin. But thoughts and prayers out to those two young men.
Well said. And I'm always appreciative that you do this, dude.
Yeah, man, life is precious, bro. Life is precious. So, thoughts and prayers out to their families. Chat, man, I'm excited at y'all tomorrow, man. For those of you who rock with us that are Mariner fans, it's it. It's it, baby. This is one game for all the marbles, man. To do what 97, to do a 95, 97, 2000, and 2001 couldn't do. Do we have enough to get to the dance? Chef Indy, what are your thoughts, man? I don't want to leave you out this conversation. Put it up in the chat, baby. What you think we getting done, man? Are we making it to the World Series to get a chance to go after the Dodgers?
Mariners 5-3. Mariners 5-3.
Mariners 5-3. Those of you in the chat rocking with us with the Mariners, y'all think we got this tomorrow, or do we continue the streak of being the only team to not make it to the World Series? Indy chimes in. Mariners win 3-1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's get it on.
It's almost like we want a certain team to win, man.
No, there's no bias here at all. No bias around here whatsoever.
There we go. We got about put on that Mariners blue, baby.
Yes, sir.
There
Yes.
we go. It
Hey,
ain't my
man,
oh my unless Tay saying fuck Jerry, man.
you got to win tomorrow, bro. What are you? I mean, you got to win today, Jerry. What are you upset about? You guys got to win today. You should be happy. You got CD Lamb back. You put up 44 points on the Redskins, Commanders, fighting Trumps. I don't know what they call themselves up there, but you got a dub today, man. Be happy. Jerry did one thing right.
Dude, let's be real, dude. That Cowboys offense is honestly somewhat fantastic.
It's legit, dude. Their
Like
offense is legit.
wow.
They can move the ball. They can move the ball. No, that's never been a problem with anything. It's just their defense at times just can't stop a high school team. And we
Oh
all
yeah.
know how the story goes. You can't count on Dak when it matters. Would it surprise you if I told you that him and Tony Romo have the exact same record with the difference of Dak having one more win and one more tie?
That
The exact same.
that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
And neither one of them can get it done in the playoffs. And I don't
I
want to
mean, you're
hear
right
that shit
though.
about we got five, we got
Oh,
five. You haven't won once since Clinton was in office. So I don't want to hear shit.
their Netflix special is better. Their Netflix special is more popular
Then whose?
than the actual product.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh man, been fun, been fun. Ty, anything else you got to say to the people?
Let's just go win the whole fucking thing.
You got one job, Mariners. You got one job. And the next time that we link up, we better be talking about this beat of the World Series. Before we go, I personally want to be the first to congratulate the new union of Mr. and Mrs. Indy, our our
Woo!
executive producer here at My Oh My. It's another sports podcast. Him and his lovely bride Darby, who are the team that make up Vaden Podcast Services, are actually going to be getting married this time next week. And I want to be the first to congratulate them and bless them on a holy union. May they have love, happiness, and all that other shit that comes along with it. Indy, I'm definitely grateful that you guys came and found found me in the trenches, had me join the previous show, and that you and Darby had enough thoughts and belief that I could make a good partnership with Tyler as we ventured out and to make my oh my something of its own. Uh, the unsung work that you do every week to put this broadcast up for the graphics, the interactions that you have with our team, and then the interactions you even have with the people who support the show go without notice, man. And just thank you for all that you do. And I hope you and Darby have a great wedding, a happy life, and that the best years are ahead of you, and that you get to see your guys enjoy retirement together as you live that long to be able to make it happen together. So, behalf from me to you, sorry I can't make it next weekend, but you guys have yourselves a great one. Ty.
Indy, we're so proud. And look it, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. The live chat community is happy for you, bro. And guess what? Guess what? You'll get to live the life where your paycheck is our paycheck and her paycheck is her paycheck. Love you, bro. Thank you so much, Indy.
Man, we couldn't do this without you. You couldn't do this without you, man. And hopefully the Mariners give you an early wedding gift and get a W tomorrow. This has been My Oh My, it's another sports podcast brought to you by the good folks at Vaden Broadcast Services, the new happy married couple that run Vaden Podcast Services. We couldn't do this without you. Big shout out to those of you who joined us in the live chat. This show is for you. This show is not about me and Ty. This show is about you guys. And we thank you that you show up to Chuck Sports with us, regardless who your favorite team is or what side of the aisle you're on. We have fun producing this show, and thank you for being a part of it, because without you, none of this is possible. A big shout out to our social media director, Ms. Katie Matsumoto, for keeping our presence alive on social media. We also want to give you a chance to follow us on our social medias at MyOMyASP. Again, that is MyOMyASP. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us for some of the content that she posts up just to create more engagement for us. For those of you who listen to the live show, we are here each and every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Next week, we will not be doing the live show because that is the day of Indy's wedding. So me and Tyler will be doing a podcast only version of the show. And if you listen to the podcast and not the live broadcast, don't forget that it comes out every Tuesday morning, wherever you like to get your favorite podcast from. That is my homie Ty Talks 24, representing Lake Stevens, Washington, up there in the corner beside me. Once again, a big shout out and congratulations to his Vaden Podcast Services, Indy and Darby, making it happen for Mother Control in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm your man representing the Cinco Cero Cinco down here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I go by the name of RG. And this has been another broadcast of My Oh My. It's another sports podcast.